What's up, Creed? Welcome to your Tuesday warm-up here. On a 3-minute running clock, we'll have a 1 minute and 30-second cardio choice, and then into 25 glute bridges and 15 good mornings, all right? Trying to get all of that done one time in the 3 minutes, all right? Then we have another 3-minute running clock, so a 6-minute warm-up here should take you 6 minutes on the dot. A 1-minute cardio choice into 20 dumbbell sumo deadlifts and 20 reverse lunges, 10 and 10 each leg. All right, at the bottom here, leg swings in remaining time for both of those. So if you have a few seconds left over at the top or at the bottom, you'll do leg swings, left and right legs there, and get those hamstrings warmed up. So our cardio options here, we have jumping jacks. We could do high knees as well, kind of running in place there. Or we can go down to the ground and we can do mountain climbers. Shoulders over wrists, getting that core warmed up and those hip flexors a little bit. And then we're down on the ground in glute bridge position. So our hips are on the ground, our heels are tucked in tight. And we're driving through the back of that foot, keeping our foot on the ground, but making sure we drive more so through the heel than through the toe. All right, you have 25 reps here, driving those hips as high as we can, and then letting them fall all the way back down to the ground, getting a full range of motion. Then we have 15 good mornings. So we'll stand it back up here. We're gonna work on that hamstring flexibility here, just kind of warming up that posterior chain. Gonna place our hands behind our head, drive those elbows back and behind, create some tension in our upper back, and she'll have a slight knee bend here as she drives those hips back, and let her torso fall forward. So a good hinge here to where she can balance across her whole foot. All right, after your 15 good mornings, then you would do leg swings if you have remaining time, but if not, you go straight into that other 3-minute running clock. Start with a minute cardio choice, so a little bit shorter on that cardio choice there. And then we have 20 dumbbell sumo deadlifts. All right, not high pulls, just the deadlifts here. This will be mimicking our movement that we do in the strength portion today as well. So a wide stance, kind of outside, shoulder width. We'll turn our feet kind of out at a 45-degree angle here. And then as we go down, we're gonna let those hips fall down, kind of get those hips close to the knee even, and keep that chest tall as we come up here. So it should be more of a quad dominant deadlift versus a back dominant deadlift with these sumo deadlifts here. All right, we have 20 reps after these 20. Then we're gonna have 20 reverse lunges with or without the weight, your choice on that end, but we just have 10 reps on each leg. You can alternate or knock out all 10 on one leg and all 10 on the other. Stepping it back, kissing that knee to the ground, make sure we control it on the way down, all right? And like we said, if there's remaining time on the 3 minutes, you'll have leg swings in the remaining time. For part 1, we will need a dumbbell or a barbell, depending on what equipment you have at home. We have 8 sumo deadlifts, all right? And then minute 2, we'll need a bench or a chair for this one. It's gonna be 6 and 6 explosive Bulgarian split squats, all right? So we got rear foot is gonna be elevated on a bench or a box or a chair, something like that you'll be able to use. But our Metcon for this will be 14 minutes long, all right? So it's gonna be 4 times. So you're trying to get all of this done in 14 minutes. We're gonna start with 15 up downs, straight into 30 kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls. All right, you can use a kettlebell or a dumbbell as it says right here. Then we have 45 seconds of a front rack hold with a dumbbell, and then 3.5 minutes of a cardio choice. So a longer cardio choice. So if you wanted to go for a run, probably could get close to a half mile there probably. And then you're back inside for another 45 seconds on each arm of a front rack hold, trying to drive that elbow high. And then we have 30 kettlebell or dumbbell sumo deadlift high pulls again, and 15 up downs. So we're kind of making our way to the cardio choice and then making our way back up with the same movements, all right? So from the top, with our sumo deadlifts, we'll have those weights again, making sure we drive those hips back and behind, making it more of a quad dominant deadlift versus a back dominant. So not as much of a hinge as we normally would have, but still want those shoulders to be somewhat over our wrists here, really working on a wider stance, shortening up that range of motion. All right, after our 8 reps, we will have 6 and 6 explosive Bulgarian split squats. You can do these with or without weights, all right? Just try to be explosive here, so we're trying to move fast on the way up. All right, so we're putting one foot on the bench here. It'll be elevated, the chair, the bench, the ledge, whatever you may have, the couch even, and you're gonna bring that front foot out. You're driving all the way down until that knee gets close to the ground, if not all the way to the ground, and you're exploding back up as quick as you can through that front leg. Notice how she has a little bit of a forward lean over that front leg. All that power is coming from that front leg. That back leg is for balance, and it's kind of being taken out of the equation for our strength side of things. All right, if you need to, grab a pool stick or a broomstick, or maybe place a hand on the wall for balance if we're not there just yet. But as you start to progress and feel more comfortable with that movement, take your hand off the wall and focus on using your core and your own self for balance. All right, Metcon by 14 minutes. All right, going 4 times today, 1 time through. 15 up downs is what we'll start with here. With our 15 up downs, we're just hopping back to push up position. Make sure we always keep those shoulders engaged. We're driving those hands into the ground. keeping tight core, make sure our hips don't drop below shoulder level, and we'll hop back up with wide feet. After those 15 up downs, we have 30 kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls. So here we'll have the dumbbell in between two hands, horizontal again, wide stance. As we go down, we're just going to mid shin, but now we're exploding up. We're being a lot faster and more explosive with this motion because we have to get that dumbbell into a high pull directly after our deadlift. All right, we're pulling that dumbbell all the way up to about chin level, and our elbows always stay higher than our wrists. So we stop that dumbbell once it gets to about chest or chin level, and then we go straight back down for another rep. Then we have 45 seconds of a front rack hold here. All right, so we're really focusing on driving that elbow up. If you have a kettlebell, this would be a little bit more beneficial, but if you have a dumbbell, we still can work with this. We could go 2 arms for a whole 1 minute and 90 seconds, or if you wanted to go 1 arm for 45 seconds, you can, and 1 arm for 45 seconds, you can on the other. But really just focusing on driving that elbow as high, actively holding that elbow up there, not just letting that elbow relax. We're always trying to drive that elbow higher and higher and higher to practice good front rack mechanics here. All right, 45 seconds on each arm, or as the first one Mandy showed here, you can do 90 seconds total with 2 elbows driving high, kind of stretching out those lats and shoulders there on the underside. Then we have 3.5 minutes of a cardio choice like we showed. You can run, you can do jump rope, you can mix it up, you can do run, then burpees, then jumping jacks, and mountain climbers during those 3.5 minutes, but try and stay moving during those 3.5 minutes there. All right, then another 45 seconds on each arm, or a total of 90 seconds of a front rack hold with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and then 30 kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls again, and 15 up downs is where you'll finish it off at. All right, Creed, get after it.